This is Chris. This is my channel, Barn on 11970, and as you see, I'm just coming from the post office, and you notice probably the only person in here not wearing a mask, because you do stand up for what you believe in, and if you know your own rights, you'll never have to worry. So I practice what I preach. I don't tell people I don't wear masks and then, shut off the camera and then do whatever I want. So no masks on me, just coming from the post office. Nobody said a thing. Even if they did, it wouldn't have been a problem. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about what I've been trying to teach people for years, and unfortunately, the majority of people use greed to, let me shut that off, use greed in their life. And that does not work. And there's an old saying, fool once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Now, with this whole GameStop short, the people got over on the billionaires by doing something that's never been done before. It was unprecedented, it was not expected, and the people got away with doing something by beating the basically Wall Street criminals at their own game. Nothing illegal. They just bought when the Wall Street liars and thieves were purposely shorting GameStop. The people bought the stocks, and some people walked away with a lot of money and caused the Wall Street criminals a nice, good kick in the rear. Now, I said, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. The problem with a lot of people, and this is what they know, is they base things on greed, because they know the majority of people are greedy. It's one of the reasons why I tell people to collect physical gold and silver, because it's not meant to make you wealthy, it's meant to be a storage of your wealth. But things like Bitcoin, which I don't regret not having, are there because it makes people a lot of money. So it's very easy to sucker people in and burn them. There's a reason why they say it's easier to attract flies with honey than with vinegar. It's because I believe, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, that they suckered everybody in, because people won. The average person won this one round. If you think Wall Street, after, by the way, the government is now helping them out with regulations, even though they don't want regulations, they just don't want regulations for themselves. If you don't think they planned this next attack, knowing that people would base it on greed, many people are going to be losing a lot of money. Because if you know anything about what they were trying to do next, which was they were telling everybody, let's fix the silver short. Because we all know, if you've been in gold and silver at any point, and I've been doing it off and on basically since 2011, you know that the SLV is different from stocks. Stocks, you're only allowed, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a stock expert, but you're only allowed a certain amount of stocks. SLV, they can throw 1 million ounces of paper stocks on the market and totally demolish the market. Now, if most smart people would have invested in physical gold and silver, there might have been a different scenario. But unfortunately, a lot of people, just make sure you get me, a lot of people bought SLV and GLD. And here's the other thing I noticed, because I didn't take part in this, because I don't buy things based on greed. There's a thing where it's smart to invest for your future, but if you want quick money and you're trying to scam the system, then it's going to backfire more than you'll succeed. You might succeed once, like what happened with GameStop stocks, but I guarantee you they were prepared and set people up for this, for the silver market. Because one of the biggest things I noticed is, first of all, I was getting messages from people that were not true, saying that all the major silver and gold bullion dealers were sold out. Now, I could have easily just taken their word for it, but I like to do a thing called research. And all I had to do was go on moderncoinmart.com and APMEX.com and a couple of other different bullion sites to find out that they were not only not sold out, they raised the premiums of the cost of silver. 1 ounce silver bars were selling at one point for $41.95 if you bought like 100 or more. They were raising the spot price almost $10. Remember the days when spot price for silver was either at spot or maybe 15, 16 cents? So if you were one of the people who bought silver at $41, they have now hammered it down to $26 and dropping. Gold, by the way, is under $1,800 right now, which means they anticipated what was coming. Because, you know, there's a reason why they are billionaires. As evil and as corrupt and as, you know, cold as they are, I'll use nice words, they're not dumb. So they may not have anticipated what happened with the GameStop stock. You got them on that. But I'm sure many of them are going to get bailouts anyway because they're playing with your money. Wall Street doesn't use their own money. What do you think stocks are? Stocks are the ability for other people to pay for somebody else's business, pretty much in a nutshell. And unless you really know what you're doing, have inside information, which is technically supposed to be illegal, you're going to probably get burned more than you will succeed. And those that succeed may make a couple of thousand if they're lucky. They make billions. They're throwing scraps and they're using greed to keep people from ever succeeding. So I really believe in, and this is just my opinion, I could be wrong, that after they got burned, first of all, they showed that Robinhood website that was supposed to be for the people. I mean, how many times do people have to learn, you know, they tell you all the things you want to hear. It's like politicians. Oh yeah, we're for the people. Well, they showed real quick they ain't for the people. So you got to be careful who you put your trust in. So Robinhood, the website that was allowing people, the regular common people, and I hate saying those words because it makes it feel like some people are inferior to others, but they were allowing regular people to buy stocks. And when all this happened, which nobody did anything illegal, they didn't do anything different than Wall Street's been doing for decade upon decade upon decade, they decided to not allow people to buy any more of the GameStop stock, which of course gave them time to lower the price because people realized, oh, I can't buy it anymore. I better start selling and get whatever profit I can get. That kept them, many of those companies, from losing a lot of money that they could have potentially lost. So my fear is, let's say, for example, you decided to join this bandwagon of let's get the SLV. Now, I understand, and I've been saying for a long time, you got to fight the system, but you got to fight your system in a different way. You got to be smart. You have to sometimes think like these criminals. They got people to buy physical silver at least $40. And you can even see it on eBay. They were selling 1 ounce silver bars for $40. They let it stay around 30 for a day or two, and now they're hammering it by putting paper SLV in the market. Sometimes to win a game, you got to not play. Now, if you're buying physical metals to protect your wealth, then you're doing it for the right reason. If you are buying precious metals to become wealthy, well, you are probably going to be very disappointed. And unfortunately, sites like mine will always not go, well, not always, but I will typically not go with the bandwagon. And that makes me unpopular because I'm not doing what the masses do. And I've been trying to tell people for over a decade at this point, think for yourself and don't follow others. And it's all about intent. If you try to break the banks down so you could make yourself wealthy, well, you did it for the wrong reason. And if you get burned, that's a consequence. See, I still have 99.9% of my gold and silver that I've had since 2011. I had to sell a couple to buy the house in Florida when I moved, but I think I sold a total of 4 1 ounce bars. But I keep my gold and silver to protect my wealth. So when I saw this whole thing, now obviously I didn't know anything about the GameStop until it already happened. I wouldn't have joined in anyway because I just don't trust stocks, and I don't do it to become multi-millionaires doing it the wrong way. Again, it always comes down to intent. So my video is not going to be very popular because I definitely want businesses like JP Morgan and all of these corrupt Wall Street bankers to go out of business. But putting money into their system is not how you put a business out of business. Do you know how to put a business out of business? Well, the government has shown you this by not allowing mom and pop stores to open. Well, if mom and pop stores can't open, what is one of the things they do not get? Customers. And what is it that customers have? Money. So if you're not allowed to have customers come into your place because it's been shut down and you get no money, guess what happens? Your business goes out of business. So if you want JP Morgan, if you want Bank of America, if you want all of these corrupt businesses to go out of business, why are you giving them your money? Stop investing in SLV and GLD. If you want to buy some silver coins, buy them physical. Go to a local store around your area and support a local business. If you're going to AppMex or you're going to some corporate-owned entity, you're giving them money so they can stay in business. How is that going to affect you? And that is why when Wall Street got it up the rear end with the GameStop stock and didn't expect that to happen, you got them once. If you think they're going to allow you to do it twice, you're finding out the wrong way. And I keep trying to tell people, if you base things on, oh, I'm going to make a crap ton of money, well, a lot of people are going to be very disappointed. So you really got to be careful of the motives and the intent of what you do. Stay away from any kind of scheme. You know, Robin Hood, and I find it ironic, you know, Robin Hood is famous from the story, from stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Now, the intent there is nice, but isn't stealing wrong? You know, what if you ended up winning the lottery and you made $1 million? You're now a rich person. Does that mean you are deserved of somebody stealing what you have? People have to think differently. If you want a business to go out of business, you don't give them your business, which means they don't get your fiat currency, because it's not really money, and they will go out of business. But if you think putting money into the SLV and GLD and buying from corporate stores is going to benefit them when they've raised the premiums, incredibly overvaluing the coins, because if you bought a silver coin at 41, right now, silver is at $26 and change. Good luck getting your money back. You think that's going to discourage a lot of people from ever buying silver again? You don't think they had that set up? Now, like I said, I hate corporate America. I hate how greedy and dishonest they are. I hate the fact that they rig the game so only they can win. But they know how to sucker people in because they use greed as a big motivator, and it works, and it works, and it works, and it works. Go watch the movie. I told people to do a homework assignment the other day. I guarantee you, maybe one person did it, but I didn't see any comments, so I don't know. But there's a movie called War Games. And in the end, the computer learns that sometimes when you want to win the game, you don't play. How many times do people have to continuously do the same thing over and over again with the intention of greed as a motive and wonder why they don't succeed? For every one person that succeeded in the GameStop stock, I guarantee you hundreds, if not thousands of people are going to lose out now. So I understand, and I've been saying since 2011, you can look at my videos, they're still up. I've been telling people you have to do it differently. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, is it any wonder why they're screwing people over? And that's why I don't even believe in Donald Trump and all this move anymore, because they've done nothing. Yes, there's always wait until tomorrow, wait until next week, wait until Thursday. Well, I remember back in 2011 when I first started awakening, I was getting all these videos from people like David Wilcox and all these other people saying, oh yeah, right around the corner, people, all Obama and everybody else is going to be arrested. They tell you what you want to hear, and you participate in their game. Stop playing the game. You will be okay. Stop letting greedy people who are trying to get rich off the system and doing what Wall Street is doing, because like I said, they did exactly what Wall Street does. Anyone ever hear the expression, two wrongs don't make a right? So Robin Hood may appear to seem, the character, I'm not talking about the website, he may seem like a hero, but he's a thief. So is it okay to murder somebody for justifications? Is it okay to steal from somebody just because they happen to have more than you have? What if the person worked for it and earned it? Does that give you the right to take from them? What are you teaching people in this world? And you wonder why nothing gets fixed. This is nothing more than more division tactics. And they're using greed to get many people. Now, I'm not saying everybody that did it is sitting there with rubbing their hands together going, ha, 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 I'm going to make so much money. But there are plenty of people that are motivated, sure enough, to get that currency. And if they wipe it out or get into all digital currencies, which people are going to fall for, because that's the whole reason for Bitcoin, is because they want to get people used to all digital currencies. And yes, it's more convenient. And yes, it's easy. If you think it's untraceable, then you're ridiculous. If you don't think they can shut it down, you're crazy. But what it does is it gets people used to it because they have to slowly cook the frog by slowly turning up the temperature. And eventually you have a yard sale, you have to get paid digital money, which means what? Government knows you got money. You get taxed on it. You want to have your kids have a lemonade stand? You better have a license, because they're only going to get paid with digital coins. People don't understand the traps that are easily being set for them. And like I said, greed is a motivator. It gets people to do things without thinking. And unfortunately, many people are not going to listen to this video. Many people are not going to like this video, and they're going to keep doing what they're doing and wonder why those flies keep getting trapped in that honey. You know, I'm just amazed at how people just continuously do the same thing over and over again. You know how much money I've given JP Morgan? None. You know how much money I'm putting into banks? None. I have a federal credit union. I have no part of banks, so they don't get my currency. How many people have bank accounts that I've been telling people that they really should get rid of for over a decade that still have them? And you wonder why these companies are not going out of business. As long as they have customers that are giving them their money, they don't care if you love them or hate them. They don't care your motivations. They're counting your coins and your dollars that you no longer own that they do. And then they just dump a bunch of SLV into the system and totally destroy it. And because people did it for the wrong reasons, you're going to get burned and then you're not going to do it again. So you guys should all high five each other that got into that stock and made a crap load of money. But you're not going to do it again. They're not going to allow it. People tried again with the SLV and they got burned. And many people are going to say, oh, it's just the beginning, and oh, you'll wait and see. That's what they do with everything. Oh, the virus. It's something new is going to come around the corner. Oh, a terrorist. Well, anybody can come along anytime. Oh, a new disease right around the corner. It's always what will happen in the future. The what if. Instead of living for the moment, everybody's worried about the future. So you are entitled to believe anything you want to believe. But always remember, spell out the word believe and you'll see right smack in the middle the word lie. I hope people learn. Many people, unfortunately, will not. And people like me who have been trying to wake up people for decades, I'm taking care of myself because you know why? I'm not relying on anybody else. I'm not dependent on anybody else. I'm not giving my money away to big corporations and complaining how unfair they treat me. If you're doing that, well, then you need to question why. And if you're doing it, and there you go, Anthony, put it in there. The word lie straight in the middle of the word believe, because whether you believe something or you don't believe something, guess what? You know what both of you have in common? You don't know. So they want you in the world of make-believe, because they can lie to you either way. They'll get some people to believe one side of the story, and they'll get other people to believe the other side. And they'll both argue back and forth that their belief of that version, of that perception, is their truth. So it should be somebody else's. Wake up, people. It's time to do it differently. They've been doing the same thing for thousands upon thousands of years. And I'm going to use a nice little quote from a movie that you'll know all too well. Hello, McFly.